Yeah?
Yeah.
Hello everybody, it's me, Sean Scarlett, Sean Scarlett. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe to my new YouTube channel, Sean Scarlett. Sean Scarlett with two Y's, and it's got all the same word all together, and it's got a picture of Ghostface on it on the profile of the profile of my channel, Sean Scarlett. You know, my last video I did years back on my old video YouTube channel when I did my first book collection. This is a part 2 to my book collection. I'm gonna show you the rest of my book collection I've got, and I'll do a part 3 if I have more books to show you as well. If I've got more books to show you, here you go. And the books that I showed you last time, the ones we left off was If It Bleeds, Stephen King, and The Institute, and what was the other one? And there was this other one called oh yeah, Sleeping Beauties. He wrote that with his real life son, Owen King. He's also a writer. Well, I love Stephen King. He's not my favorite writer. This is The Shining, and you know The Shining, it actually came out in 1977, and that was actually Stephen King's third novel he wrote and published and copyrighted. Yeah, that was his third book. His first book was Carrie, that came out in 1974, not 1977. I said it was 1975 or 1977, but I was wrong. It was actually 1974 he first published Carrie. And then he did Salem's Lot. I can't remember what that came out, but that was about a vampire that killed people and that, and ate and bite people and all that, and turning people into zombie people and the vampires. And the third one was The Shining. The Shining. This is where alcoholic father has his wife and her son stay at a remote hotel in the middle of nowhere in the mountains of a snowy place called the Overlook Hotel, and it's actually haunted by ghosts and spirits. And you know what a scary and creepy and disturbing fact about The Shining? It was actually based on an actual true story. The Shining was actually the Overlook Hotel Shining for the Shining novel, was actually based on a real life hotel called the Stanley Hotel. That was first opened in 1900 by a guy named Oscar Stanley and his wife, who was also called Stanley. And when they died, they actually rumored to haunt the hotel. And Stephen King stayed there one night, and him and his wife was the only guests staying there, and they were the only guests staying there. And he would imagine that the sprinkler of the hose on the fire emergency sprinkler hose would come up alive and come alive. And he had a nightmare one night when he was trying to sleep, and he actually got the idea for the Shining book. Yeah. And the Over Hotel book, and the Over Hotel from the Shining book, it was the real life hotel was called the Stanley Hotel. Yeah. The Shining. You know, this boy says red rum, red rum, red rum, red rum. And red rum, that's actually murder for backwards. That's murder for backwards. Backwards for murder. Shining. They made a movie about this in 1980 called with Jack Nicholson. You know, where he chops down the door with an axe. He says, "Here's Johnny." That's the most famous line in the movie history. In the movie, isn't it? Yeah. Shining. Here's another one by Stephen King. Misery. This is one about a writer who writes this woman called Misery, Justine, and he wrote the new book where he kills her off permanently, and he gets in a car crash and in the snowy mountains, and this woman who's called Annie Wilkes takes him back home, nurses him into the bed in the bed and in the bedroom room. She says, "I'm your number one fan. I'll take good care of you." And she finds out that he killed off the character, and she's like very, very angry and so mad that she demands him to write another novel for him. Yeah, so he can't leave until he writes another novel for her to bring the character back for him. And it's good. They made a movie with Kathy Bates. She was a good actress. She was great in that. That was a great performance. She played as the main bad guy. And
Unpaused.
what? Unpaused?
Yeah.
And the film came out in 1990. the movie that was based on the book. I don't know when the book came out, but the film that came out in '90 was based on the book by Stephen King. Yeah. And here's another Stephen King book. And you know that Stephen King's most famous movie character of all time is probably It. You know, the clown Pennywise. You know, hiya Georgie, we all float, and he has the balloon. Yeah. Well, here's the book I got of the novel book / of It. This book came out in 1984, I think, or 1982, or 1984, I think, yeah. And Stephen King is about a clown that lives under the sewer, and he like feeds on children, and he grabs them and he eats them, and he scares them, because when he scares them, they taste better when they're afraid. They made a movie about it with Tim Curry that came out in 1990. That was a miniseries. That's what they did before they made the remake of it that came out in 2017 with a different actor called Bill Skarsgård. Yeah. In that one, he did the dancing scene like this. You know, dancing scene like this. He was a good actor. He was a good replacement for Tim Curry. Bill Skarsgård. And there's a prequel that's coming out soon this year called Welcome to Derry. Yeah. He can disguise himself as anyone's biggest fear. Like if you're afraid of spiders, or if you're afraid of snakes, or afraid of like zombies or anything, he can become your biggest fear, and that makes people more scared of him. He like feeds on fear. He's like Freddy Krueger. He gets his power from fear. Same with Candyman. You know, the guy who's from The Mirror who heals you with a hook. He gets his power through fear. Same with Freddy Krueger. It. Pennywise the Clown. Show you some more of my books. Here's a Doctor Who book. I like Doctor Who. First watched it when it first came back out on 2005. Christopher Eccleston. Doctor Who, the Clockwise Man. Read this a bit of it. It's alright. I used to watch it a lot, Doctor Who in the series, but I don't really watch it no more. It's gone a bit down now. It's not that good anymore. Here's another book, Twilight. This is written by Stephanie Meyer, and this is based on the book series about vampires called Edward. You know, he falls in love with a human, and she falls in love with him. And they made a movie about it. Came out in 2008 with starring Robert Pattinson and Kristen Dunst and Kristen Stewart, and it was good. Yeah, this is the book Twilight, and they made Twilight, Breaking Dawn, and they did New Moon, and they did Eclipse, Twilight Eclipse. Those are the 3 other novels of the book series. And here are some other book series. My Harry Potter books. First one, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. This came out back in 1987. That's when it was first published, in 1997. You know, the year the film Titanic came out, and the year Austin Powers came out, and Men in Black. Here come the Men in Black. You know Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. I love this movie. Harry Potter, where he's a wizard and lives and he goes to Hogwarts School, whichever movie. This is a sequel, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. J.K. Rowling, she's a writer. And here's the 3rd book, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I love Harry Potter, classic story it is. It's sort of like Lord of the Rings, isn't it? Where it has like good and evil characters fighting. And it's similar to another story, you know, Star Wars, but that's not based on a book story, but it has a battle between good and evil, doesn't it? Yeah, Harry Potter. Here's another book series I like. Roald Dahl as well. Roald Dahl's a good writer. This book is called Boy. It's about Roald Dahl's past when he was in the area Air Force, because before he was a writer, he was a pilot in the area Air Force. He used to be a pilot. Yeah, I read this bit as well. It's good. Yeah, and he's actually got a Norwegian descent. His parents were actually Norwegian. Yeah. And here's some more Roald Dahl books. And here's one more book, Roald Dahl, The Witches. This is about the boy who goes to the hotel with his grandma, and the witches are at the hotel. They look like regular people. Yeah, and they wear gloves because they have like long nails in that and a lot of scratchy skin in that, and they have like wigs in that on with the scratchy hair. They made a movie about it called 1990. Yeah, that was a good film, but actually Roald Dahl, he actually didn't really like the movie The Witches that came out in 1990. He thought he hated it. Same with the Woody Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that came out in 1971. He didn't like that either because he didn't have the right actor that he wanted to play Willy Wonka in it. Alright, well, bye. If you like this video, have a good day. Bye, and like, subscribe to my channel, Sean Scully. Alright, bye guys. Thank you. Bye.